It should come as no surprise that I watched Fate Unlimited Blade Works for you guys, because I read the comments and I take back the feedback and I do whatever you want me to do. It's all for you. And I watched Fate Zero too. So this video doesn't even really need an intro. We were going to talk about Unlimited Blade Works anyway, and today we're doing exactly that. We're going to be talking about the characters in Unlimited Blade Works and ultimately what I thought of the show compared to Zero. So all I can say is after the first Fate video, y'all had Faith Unlimited Blade Works. And if you haven't seen it, obviously there's spoilers ahead, but just stick around because we're vibing. And before we get into the video, let me just say I'm on vacation while this is being recorded and the Discord is up. I know a lot of people have been asking about the Discord, so I'm going to leave that in the description below if you want to join the Luca Levy Discord. Go shitpost there. Let's get right into it. So the first person we got to talk about is the protagonist, Emiya Shirou, the child of Kiritsugu. I get why people like him. He is well written within the story. I understand his survival's guilt. It makes sense to me when an anime character has a backstory that actually contributes to his ideologies and mentalities. Why did I pick this picture of Shirou? Well, I would venture a guess that about 5% of every profile picture I see on my comments is Shirou. You guys seem to love this character. He's the hopeless hero, and I like rooting for those characters. In fact, he reminds me of Naruto, but I can only hear Sasuke. At some point during the show, I realized that the voice actor is the same as Sasuke, and ladies and gentlemen, I fucked up. I was cooked after that. He was no longer Shirou in my mind. All I could hear was Sasuke screaming for Tosaka. Anyway, I know it's an anime, but how the fuck did he beat Gilgamesh? And also, how the fuck did he beat Archer? This is just not supposed to happen. The man has been fighting for like 2 days. You cannot convince me that he's that innately talented. Cool fight? Absolutely. Animation? Stellar. Was he supposed to win? Hell the fuck no. But he's got other things going for him. For instance, he has balls of steel when confessing. He tells Tosaka that he likes her like 5 times. A lot of people have issues with this, especially at his age. He's got basically everyone in love with him. He's got Tosaka, I'm sure he's got Arturia, and I think he's even got Sakura in love with him. And I've come to realize that Fate is actually all about love. The visual novels, you can romance other characters. What the fuck? I had no idea about any of this. But that's a discussion for another time. Unlike his father, he actually solved the trolley problem. Instead of saving more people, or instead of doing nothing, you could just save them all. Good job, Shirou. Let me know how that turns out for you in the future. Oh wait, I know exactly how it turns out. Anyway, he's also really based for saying, I am the bone of my sword in Japanese. Archer was saying it in English the entire time. Shirou was like, dog, I'm not going down that path. I'm a stay cool. I have a Sasuke voice actor, and I'm a speak in Japanese. And it still worked out for him. So overall, he's a fun protagonist to follow. I get why people like him, but man, some things just made no sense. Next, we're talking about Tosaka, Rin. I like her, and she is a strong female character. This is actually pretty tough to find in anime. But dude, and I'm gonna get flack for this, she is so fucking annoying. My issue with her is not that she's a tsundere or anything, but the fact that she has so many powerful and independent scenes, she backs them up then by blushing and screaming Shirou and just being generally loud and obnoxious. Tosaka, you're too good for this, man. I want the best for you. Not only that, she also has the longest legs I've ever fucking seen. It was impossible to look at anything else other than her legs in any single scene. I'm sad that there were no Sakura interactions because that's her actual biological sister. She's independent, as we said, but she works even better with Shirou as a couple. And that's a good learning point for all of us. No matter how independent or strong we are personally, if we find a partner that believes in us, it could elevate us to new levels. And I believe in you. Your ability to subscribe. I don't fucking know. But for as strong as she is and as powerful as she is, she uses stones, like her dad, who's dead. All I'm saying is, connect the dots here. Don't use fucking stones as a mage. I hate mages that use stones, but she does throw hands. Incredibly based. The best type of mage, a battle mage. And guess what? She throws hands again at the end. I can't complain, Tosaka. Get rid of the stones and you're gonna be pretty good. Now that we've got the 2 main characters out of the way, the rest of them are kinda just not as important, starting with Ellyn Von Eburg. Why does she look 4 years old and 4 feet tall? Isn't she older than Shirou? This is literally never explained. I know she's like half inanimate object, but come on. She summons the literal opposite of her as her servant, and man, the juxtaposition there goes fucking crazy. I thought she'd play a bigger role in the story, but man, things just don't go her way. Just ask her servants, as in her assistants, because they also got mowed down. And as for her, it sucks that she runs into Gilgamesh. How the fuck is she supposed to beat him? Because she just goes blind and dies. That's basically all she does in the story. Even though in Zero, she was probably set up to be a more important character. I don't know about the rest of the Fate series or what she does, but you guys can let me know in the comments below. Next is Mato Shinji. This character is made to be annoying. I almost guarantee it. Holy success. I fucking hated this guy. Every time he was on screen, he was so much more annoying than Tosaka. Tosaka could at least back it up. This guy had an annoying voice, an annoying personality, and he was weak as shit. Actually, never mind. He was an elite master. He managed to lose Ryder instantly. Never before seen. World record, lose my servant speedrun, success. But there's a good life lesson here. Even if you're ass, if you have luck, you can succeed. Because he lucks into Gilgamesh, who completely takes advantage of him, almost ending up killing him. And I don't want to talk about him too much because he really doesn't do that much, but dude, his crush on Rin in the anime is anime weird. And I mean anime weird like everything he does makes you cringe. It's the type of thing that you think, man, people who watch anime should definitely not behave like this in real life. Education channel, you're welcome. If you're gonna take anything away from this video, don't act like Shinji. Next up, we've got Atram Galiasta, and he's a bum. Next up, we've got Soichiro Kuzuki. He adopts an old lost Greek girl as a former assassin and current teacher, and he is the most prototypical glasses adjusting character ever. If I put this picture on your screen, what do you think is gonna happen next? It's very obvious. He does this. And yes, he looks like a nerd, but the man can throw hands. Goddamn, because he straight up beats up Saber. Which is actually not all that impressive because that's exactly what punching bags are for. Loki, at the end of the day, is a pretty based character because he stands on business for his girl. Once she takes all that damage for him, he says, you know what, I'm not gonna flee, I'm gonna fight for you. And then he shits his pants that he's about to fight a servant, even though he already beat a servant. So, maybe the glasses aren't actually doing anything for your intelligence, buddy. Then we've got Kot Minina, who is a returning character from Fate Zero. He just doesn't do that much in Unlimited Blade Works. He does deceive Caster into thinking he's dead, and honestly, this is a good learning point for anyone ever in the history of media or watching this video. Always check the body. It looks like in the 10 years since Fate Zero, he let his hair grow a little bit. I'm not sure it's the best look for him. It's a little mullety. He could clean it up a little bit, but basically all he does in Unlimited Blade Works is tell Rin that he killed her father, commands Lancer to kill her, gets betrayed by Lancer and then dies, and then just burns away. So, Kot Minina, another successful showing from you. And that just about covers every master, and you might be thinking there's only 6 here. Yes, we'll get into that in a sec. Moving on to the servants, we start with Saber, Arturia again from Phase Zero. She's kind of a punching bag again, but at least it makes sense this time because Shirou is her master, and he has like no mana or experience with anything, except for women apparently. He's a god at that. But we've already talked about her in the Phase Zero video, so what can we say about Unlimited Blade Works Arturia? She's literally allergic to letting the Grail stand. All she does, all I see her do at the end of each show is blast that shit into oblivion. Congratulations. This next point was a little cringe to me also to watch. She's forced into some weird bondage by Caster for no reason, seemingly, other than fan service. Why is she in this position? Why is she tied up like this? Why is she wearing this dress? She wasn't wearing it before. I don't know. Did it turn me on? Perhaps. I guess we'll never know. I do gotta say though, she has a lot of faith in Shirou, because not only did she let him fight Archer, who she definitely shouldn't have let him fight, she also let him fight Gilgamesh, which could have killed him. Super fucking easily. What the actual? And then her most commanding victory was against a dude who didn't even exist. Nice job, Sasaki. Then we've got Archer, who turns out to be Emiya. This was the easiest twist ever. I saw this coming from like episode 2. There were 0 brain cells needed to figure this out. Just ask me. This guy's another example of the Archer class not just using bows. I don't understand how these classes work at the end of the day, but more importantly, how the fuck did he survive against Gilgamesh after he was pierced? And then when he came back, literally no one even questioned it. They were like, oh shit, Archer, yes dude, let's go. I started doing some research online and apparently he dematerialized in the dust and just pretended to go away? Come on, where the fuck was the explanation? Ironically though, he loses to Sasuke and says, I've lost. That's not how I know it. And honestly, he just takes a bunch of dubs. He's meant to be a cool character. I get it. I mean, fucking Shirou. Yeah, there you go. Then we've got Berserker, Heracles, Hercules, however you might want to say him. He's super badass, although I thought he'd be a villain and also have much more of an important role in the story. And for as badass he is, as strong as he is, matchups and fate, name a better duo. Because if it wasn't for Gilgamesh, who could have beaten this dude? If you are fighting Gilgamesh and you are basically probably any Berserker, how do you win? You can be as strong as Gilgamesh and still lose due to matchups. It's the fate way. And while he isn't in the show for too long, at least he has a really cool showing of always protecting Ilya, but he still fails, so rip Berserker. My personal favorite, Ryder. Just like Ryder in Fate Zero, we've got Medusa. She beats up Shirou a bit, which is I guess cool considering he turns into Archer. For Medusa, she sure is ass, and then she dies. That's it. But we've got another Archer, Gilgamesh. This is where Gilgamesh really shines as a villain, I think way more than Fate Zero. Like, he's truly unhinged here, and now I don't really want to be literally him anymore. Yes, there are two Archers, I guess. More on that in a sec. He's still dripped out, wearing all black. Golden, not necessary. It looks like those two colors just work, and he loses to someone who has fought for like 4 days total. For as dope and badass and strong a character as he is, this is a mega anti-feed, dude. I could walk up to Gilgamesh and probably slap the shit out of him if Shirou could do it. Not much more to say about him because we already talked about him in Fate Zero, but dude, he's the ultimate traitor. He betrays literally everyone, including Fate Zero and in this. Kill them all for his own gain, and he's still fun to follow as a villain, my personal favorite servant in this kind of eclectic group of the Unlimited Blade Works characters. Then we've got Caster, Medea. Why are casters so strong? And then they always fumble the bag. It seems like their powers are nigh unbeatable by anyone melee range, but still, they managed to fuck it up. Although I liked her as a villain, and she was probably the most predominant villain throughout Unlimited Blade Works, and she literally kills her own master, which is super based, and she's a little bit freaky based off of the Saber fanservice debacle. But what makes her a really cool villain is that she has the right idea. Monopolize servants, just like you should monopolize everything if you're in the position to do that, because she's also Assassin's Master. Who the fuck was the original Assassin's Master supposed to be? This is never explained. How am I supposed to deal with this? So speaking of Assassin, we've got Sasaki Kojiro. He chills literally in only one spot, but he's a little bit better than you because at least he does it outside. He looks kinda cool, I guess. He has a long-ass katana. He admits that he's not even a real character, that he's just a folktale and a bunch of mishmash of things coming together. And then he loses to Saber, which is an impossible task. And he has this triple slash attack, which is cool in theory, but is actually way more ass than they describe it in the show. So Assassin, you suck ass. Maybe almost as bad as Ryder. And then of course we've got Lancer, another name which I'm not going to try to butcher. Still, fate slash number of people who know this guy. What's up with the Irish Lancers? Why are they always Irish? Is that the only weapon they had in Ireland? I gotta say though, while this class isn't my favorite, I like him more than the Fate Zero Lancer. At least he helps out. He has a kind of disappointing final move though, considering he doesn't kill anyone with it, and he specifically says, this curse kills with a single blow. He uses it once, and it fails. But give him his flowers, because he literally saves the entire world by disobeying Kirei and not killing Rin. How does he do this? How does he not die? That's an excellent question. You see, it's because, so in conclusion, what can we say about Unlimited Blade Works? There are even less explanations about what the fuck is going on than Fate Zero, and I don't know if I just started in the wrong space, but man, you have to do a lot of research by yourself. I can absolutely see why people like Shirou as a character. I think he's the most compelling protagonist we've really had, because he's more of a good guy than his father was, but the series lore is so vast that you have to dive deep. For instance, when I'm looking at pictures, what is this Chidori he has? I know that he's Sasuke, but why can he do this? This is never explained. You have to find like 45 different timelines, dog. I don't fucking know. And listen, I watched 2 Grail Wars unfold. All I can say is that this Grail War was very strange. A lot of unexplained things, a lot of servant weirdness and master weirdness. I'm sure there is a perfectly fine explanation if you fucking read 45 pages of wiki. Loki though, my biggest gripe is that Gilgamesh should not have lost to Shirou, and Arturia is still way weaker than she should be. However, the fights are absolutely gas, and it was still an enjoyable watch. Maybe not super narratively, but I liked it. And if you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing. Really helps the channel out, really helps me out. If you comment, remember I blush. If you subscribe, you become sexier. Let me know what you guys thought about Unlimited Blade Works. If you've never seen it, what do you think about the series based off my shitty description? Who's your favorite character? What do you think of the story? Should I continue watching Fate / deep diving the lore? I don't know. Leave any suggestions down below for any series characters, real world things, and games we can play. I want to do it for you guys. You're looking incredible today. I love you. Goodbye.